back. Come on back in. Bring them back in. We are back in. Come on. We are back in. Now, listen. I'm going to drop this really quick. Let us continue. I'm going to have to drop this real fast. So Kanye West, when it comes to this situation, just understand something here. Nat Turner, Kanye West, be very mindful to understand the connection here. And I know some of you are like, okay, Rizza, you're connecting Nat Turner to Kanye West. No, I'm not connecting them. I'm not connecting. I am juxtaposing them. I am putting the examples side by side so that you can look, you can analyze, and you for yourself using critical thinking. Right now, if you're smoking, right now, if you high, don't even watch this live, because all you're going to do is think that everything I'm saying is a little too much, and therefore you will demonstrate and put yourself out and let everybody know that you definitely do not have the mental capacity with which to handle the situation at hand. So if you're smoking, chill. If you're drinking, don't even trip. Just go ahead and hop off the live. If you feel like you can handle it, very good. Next point. Everyone who is listening, I don't think as an individual, I must think as a collective. You don't know this enemy. If you did know this enemy, you would absolutely think on a higher level. I'm not making excuses for Kanye West. I don't even know, damn it, Kanye West personally. I don't know him. I'm a little busy helping the people on the ground. So number one, if you want to say anything about Kanye West, the first thing you need to be doing is getting your ass in the streets, helping the people. Number one, if you want to say something about anybody who is doing anything whatsoever to uplift, empower, evolve our condition as a people, your number one thing that you should be doing is closing your mouth, getting up, and going out in the streets and helping the people. If you ain't doing nothing to help the people, then your mouth should be shut. And I mean that because too many people talk. You don't do a goddamn thing to help nobody else, but you want to talk about those that do. So let me just stop you there. And let us go on to the next point. Right now, we are going to go ahead into some facts. So Kanye West, just like Nat Turner, went ahead and looked at certain things. Once Nat Turner became aware of what was going on, he decided to let the slaves know by using code. As I said, Kanye West doesn't speak straight black and white. As I said before, he can't just speak straight black and white, because straight black and white would make the government have to look at themselves. He would have to say, look at this. Look what you did, U.S. government. This is what we need as black people. The government ain't ready to hear that. Trump ain't ready to hear that. They do not have the money that they owe us, which is over $52 trillion per every 45 to 50 million, for collectively the 45 to 50 million black, Aboriginal, Asiatic, indigenous people here in the land, which would come under or over or up to $1.2 to $1.5 million per each one of us here in America. And America does not have that amount of money. America is in debt to China. America is in debt to Japan. America is in debt to almost every country in Europe. America is in debt to almost every country in Africa. America is in debt to almost every single island. America is in debt to its own citizens. America is in debt, and they do not have the money to pay it back. So therefore, they cannot listen to language which is simply black and white, because it shines too much light on their sins and it forces them to take responsibility. So Kanye West did exactly this. He spoke in code, parables, in a way that makes you say, what the hell is he talking about? Some of y'all was listening to me, you're like, what the hell is this nigga talking about? Of course, that's exactly what he needs you to do, because that is how he would get access into the White House. So Nat Turner would speak in biblical language to the slaves in front of the master. The master thought that he was still keeping the slaves docile, soft, not wanting to fight back. And he would yell certain scriptures dealing with retribution. He would yell certain scriptures dealing with justice. He would yell certain scriptures dealing with, thou shalt die by the sword if thou shalt pick up the sword. All of this was very specific. So the master's looking at the slaves, and they listening to Nat Turner, but they're like, okay, fine, he's doing his job. But once it got to a certain point, he was riling the slaves up. He was gathering the slaves. And when it got to the point that he needed, he said, we are going to deal the retribution, and we are going to get the justice that we so deserve. But it wasn't direct, it was indirect. And in the heat of the night, Kanye West, I believe, will do something. But what did Nat Turner do in the heat of the night when the slave master was asleep and he thought that everything was fine? He thought, good, I got me a good nigga. I got me a good nigga who got all the ears of all my slaves, keeping my slaves quiet, keeping them docile, keeping my slaves working for me, keeping my slaves loyal to me. They're not going to fight back. They're going to keep on churning, keep on picking that goddamn cotton. And what happened? He brought the slaves to kill the master. I'm going to say this again, and I'm using biblical terms so that you can understand the difference and the similarity. Nat Turner was a smiling, shucking, and jiving Negro. He absolutely was the yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love you, sir. I love you, massa. I love you. Did not Kanye West say, I love you to Donald Trump today? Did not Kanye West get up randomly and walk over to Donald Trump and say, I love this guy. I love this guy. Smiling with the Make America Great Again hat on. Now, here's the science behind the Make America Great Again hat on, and I'm going to tell you what Kanye West said as well. He put on the Make America Great Again hat. Do you know what it does to the system of white supremacy when you are wearing their symbol? Do you know what happens when a black man wears the damn KKK uniform? Do you know what it does when a black man is wearing a cross on his chest? Do you know what happens when a black man or woman puts on that Make America Great Again hat? Do you know what the system of white supremacy does? You know what it does? The system of white supremacy says, wow, we got a good nigga. We can trust that nigga. We can trust that nigga. That's a good, let him in. He can come sit next to us. Why? Because what they're saying is, we have his mind. Hey, wearing my hat. Go ahead, let him in. He's wearing my uniform. It lets me know that he's not a problem. You guys don't have to worry about that one. That one's not a revolutionary. That one has no pride about himself nor his people. That one's not going to give us any trouble. That's one of my niggas. That's one of my niggas. So the Make America Great Again hat is a pass. It is a camouflage pass that allows a revolutionary mind to access the house of white supremacy. I'm going to say that again, and I don't care what anybody says about it because it's what happened. The Make America Great Again hat being worn by a potential revolutionary, being worn by a potential proud, prideful black and brown person, and who they are, allows them to gain access to the house of white supremacy, which is the White House. Nobody ever thought Kanye West would be sitting in front of the damn president. But he wore exactly what needed to. He came in the language, he came in the clothing, he came in all of these different things that he needed to come in order for him to access, or should I say, he Trojan Horsed them. Do you know what the Trojan Horse is? When the Trojans wanted to gain access when they were fighting the war, but they kept losing, so they decided to give a gift to the enemy. They presented a gift to the enemy. How did they present a gift? It was on a wooden horse, and that they rolled this wooden horse up to the doors, and the enemy said, oh, wow. They presented a gift because they knew that they were losing. So what did they say? Open the doors, bring down the latch, open the doors, remove the chains. They opened the doors, and the Trojans rolled this horse in. And then they close the door and they're like, wow, that's a nice gift that they would give us. That's a nice way, a gesture to demonstrate that they have lost the war. And what happened the moment they gained access and got inside, they broke out of the horse and they destroyed the enemy from the inside out. I'm going to say this way because some of y'all may not agree. And now, once again, I still don't give a damn. But I'm going to give it to you this way because that is my job as a representative of Minister Farrakhan and as an intellectual extremist, is to help to think for you. Next point. Once he gained access, what did Kanye West say today? What did he say? What did he say? He told Donald Trump, I actually want you. I want you to give this hat. I want you to wear this hat. He said, black people. The word again, he said black people. The word again for black people may cause a little bit of a problem. So the word again is what I'm going to remove. And I actually brought some hats here with me. Listen to me. Listen to this. Listen to this. Kanye West said, I brought some hats here with me to the White House. And I adjusted the wording a little bit, sir. Listen to how he's talking. Listen to how he's appealing to the president. He's coming to him like a slave. Like a slave. Sir? Master, I brought some hats for you, sir, and I changed some of the words because I know that you gonna get more slaves if you wear this one versus that hat. So he said, I'm going to change it, and on this hat I put the words "Make America Great," and I removed the word again. Now wait a minute, some of y'all might be thinking, Rizza, okay, you thinking too hard, nigga. White House. 345 million plus people living in this country, the most powerful nation on the planet currently, America. This black man made it in front of the president. Donald Trump told him in front of all of the national cameras that went across the planet, he can speak on my behalf anywhere. Do you know what he just gave to? Do you know what power Donald Trump just gave to Kanye West? Do you know what that is? When the president of a nation, let us take it out of the United States, let us say the president of Chad, the president of Ethiopia, the president of whatever country, when they in front of the world tell a person, this person can speak on my behalf anywhere, he gets it. He gets it. He is a smart cookie. He called him a smart cookie. He gets it. He can speak on my behalf anywhere. He said this to the world about Kanye West. What the hell does that mean? Number one, he unofficially deputized Kanye West as a head of state. For those who know about political science, you need to know this. When a head of state tells everybody that this person has the equal right that I do, he can speak on my behalf, doesn't the vice president do that? Doesn't the vice president do that? Doesn't the assistant? Hell, doesn't even the Speaker of the House of Representatives? And these people are high-ranking officials, and he just gave the power to speak on his behalf to Kanye West. So now Kanye West is an unofficial head of state. An unofficial head of state. He will get presidential escort. He will get presidential Secret Service and security. Secret Service and security, presidential Secret Service and security, and escorted wherever he goes. I need you to really think about this. Presidential escorts to wherever he goes. He will have the power that with what he says out of his mouth, he will be able to have nations move, and this includes white folks now. You do know Kanye West just went up in the eyes of white people who love them some Donald Trump. Do you understand? And he still has the mind and the ears of the black people who love him too. Do you know what he just did? He pulled one of the slickest goddamn coon moves, one of the slickest spooks that sat by the door moves on the planet. Do you even understand? Is it not deep enough for you? Not only that, let us go into this next point. He not only says about the Make America Great hat and remove the word again, he then says, well, I know that there is a difference in universes. There's my universe, there is this universe, and there are multiple universes, Mr. Trump. So it is imperative, it is important that we get Larry Hoover out of prison. It's imperative that we get Larry Hoover out of prison because he is in an opposite universe of mine. He is in the same position, but in opposites. He is in a position that I would be in. All he didn't say was a black man. He said he is in the position that I myself would be in. So it is important that I get Larry Hoover out of prison. He was doing great work in Chicago, positive work in Chicago. And the moment he was doing all of this positive work, boom, they hit him with 6 life sentences. Do you know who Larry Hoover is? Do you know who Larry Hoover is? Kanye West is pushing for the president of the United States to get a founding member of the Gangsta Disciples, one of the biggest gangs in America, over 18,000 members, and free him from prison? What would that do to Chicago? What would that do for America? What would that do for the inner city masses of black and brown people who are gang affiliated? If he gets Larry Hoover out of prison, Larry Hoover's presence alone coming out of prison will unite the gangs in Chicago. The GDs, the BDs, it will unite all the Bloods and Crips in the West Coast. It will unite the gangs in New Orleans and Philly, all across New York. Do you understand? Not only did he stop at Larry Hoover, but when he said Larry Hoover, Donald Trump and he were kind of murmuring back and forth, and he was saying, send me a list of who else you want me to get out of prison. So if we don't just stop at Larry Hoover, but then we go to Brother Mumia Jamal. Brother Mumia Jamal, brilliant journalist who has magnificent commentary about the prison system. What if he goes after Assata Shakur, who has Asylum in Cuba? to bring her back over here? What if he goes after Leonard Peltier to release Leonard Peltier and all of the Black Panthers who are still currently in prison? What in the hell do you think he is doing? I'm only giving you some facts here based off of what he said and the potential of what it can cause. But let me go ahead and give you the exclamation point to all of this, because some of you may not be getting it thus far, but I'm going to go ahead and jam something real heavy in your mind. Who did Kanye West meet with? Who is the most powerful black man on the planet? Who is the most powerful man on the planet? I don't care if you believe it's Donald Trump. It's not. The most powerful man on the planet walking this earth currently right now, you don't have to agree with me, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That is who is the most powerful man walking the planet Earth. I don't give a damn if you disagree with me. I do apologize if that hurts your feelings. No, I don't apologize if it hurts your feelings. I really don't. You don't have to agree with me. But you love Brother Rizza. You love those of us, you like us. He is who I follow, and he is who I gain my power through from the Supreme Being, but he is my example. So therefore, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is who I gain this from. So if you love me, then you must love him. Next point. Kanye West met with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Kanye West made beautiful points about business. He said, we need to bring jobs to America. I met with Adidas. We don't need to bring jobs to the coast and the borders. He said, we must bring jobs to the inner cities. We must bring jobs to Chicago. Do you know what happened to the jobs and the businesses? The government removed all of the jobs and the businesses, specifically in the steel trades and all of the different trades for black people, so that they could have an easier way to bring us back into a modern day form of slavery. They strategically removed the jobs from us. They strategically took the businesses away from us. What did Kanye West say? We need to get the jobs back and bring them to the inner cities, and he specifically specified Chicago. And when you say Chicago, you saying New York. When you saying Chicago, you saying Compton. When you saying Chicago, you saying Watts. When you saying Chicago, you saying Philadelphia. When you saying Chicago, you're saying every single inner city that has ever had gangs, ever had revolution, ever had any type of political prisoner being put down, every type of movement that has been sparked. That is what you're talking about. So he met with Minister Farrakhan, and he had a long meeting with Minister Farrakhan, and he calls Minister Farrakhan his sensei, his spiritual guide, leader, and teacher. He gets in the White House. He demands jobs. He demands the release of political prisoners. He then says, we need our own school curriculums. You got to be on the page right now. You got to be on the page. You got to be on the page with me. If you're not on the page with me right now, then there's something wrong. He said we need to have our own school curriculums. What has Minister Farrakhan been saying? What has the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad been saying? What has Marcus Garvey been saying? What has Stokely Carmichael, also known as Kwame Ture, been saying? What have all of them been saying? We need our own independent schools. The only word he didn't use was independent. That's the only word he didn't use. For those of you saying you're disappointed in me, I'm disappointed in you, and you're going to be blocked. Goodbye. Next point. I'm not interested in people who have a small level of thinking, who don't know how to think in a way that demonstrates a benefit for the collective. If you are an individualistic person, then get off this live, because you are not for the benefit of the people. You are for the benefit of self. And that is why we are not getting anywhere to a degree, is because of you self-interested individuals. You need to be interested in the benefit of the collective, period. I'm going to go back to my point. When you are dealing with people who are talking about your own curriculum, what are you saying? He is telling Donald Trump, we want our own mind back. God damn it. We need school curriculums. Then he specified and pointed out different curriculums. He said we need the curriculum of Larry Hoover. This is a man in prison. This is a man who was one of the founding fathers of the Gangster Disciples, a gang of nearly 20,000 members in Chicago. And he is telling the president of the United States, a racist individual, that we need to release this man and we need to implement his curriculum? What? Hello? Am I tripping? Just let me know if I'm tripping. Because that sounded kind of brilliant to me. That sounded kind of extremely brilliant to your brother. So he not only went there, but then he said, we need that curriculum. We need the curriculum of Jim Brown. He gave about 6 different curriculums. And then after he went into the curriculums, then he started to say, after he saw, mind you, the energy was shifting when he started talking so much about Larry Hoover. So then the energy shifted, and he noticed the president's energy shifted. So he looked at the president and he said, but you know what? I have something that I need for y'all to do, something that I'm interested in for the president. Then he goes to his phone and he looks at a prototype of an airplane that he wants to replace Air Force One, which is the airplane that the president always flies in. His traditional transportation is Air Force One. But he said, I want the president to ride in this. And he showed it. He said, I'm working with Apple to develop this airplane for the president, because our president needs to have the best everything, the flyest clothes, the flyest airplanes, the flyest building, the flyest this. He started to massage the ego of Trump. When he noticed Trump was getting uncomfortable with him talking about a founding member of one of the biggest gangs in America being released and us using his curriculum will demonstrate what? You use the curriculum of a freedom fighter to implement into the masses of the people's minds in America. You will free their goddamn minds in one semester. And he looked at the president and saw Donald Trump getting a little weary. So he said, you know what? We need to get something for you, President. Mr. President, we need to get something for you. We need to have you in the flies, everything. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Ain't that right? Look, ain't that's nice, huh? See, the president look good in this. Look, Mr. President, you look good in that. You like that, huh, Mr. President? I know you like. I love you. I love this guy. I love it. He finessed the shit out of him. Yeah, I'm gonna say the word shit right now. He finessed the shit out of him. He gamed him. Oh, he played so much. He gamed the hell out of Trump. And even if this does not go all the way that we think it should, the way that we want it to go, the way that it looks like it's about to go, even if it doesn't go there, he finessed the shit out of him. And when I say I'm looking at this from a psychological point of view, I'm looking at it from a revolutionary point of view, political science point of view, citizen point of view, follower of Farrakhan point of view, spiritual point of view, a calculatory point of view, scientific point of view, and I'm looking at all of these areas and they all pan out to be the same. He finessed the hell out of the president, and he is going to gain a level of freedom for us as a people. And then he went even further. Listen to me. Thank you very much, Soft and Plush, for your contribution via Cash App. Then he went even further. And he said, I'm just speaking from the heart. He said, I'm just speaking from the heart. And I believe that we should love all people. Finessing this man. We should love all people, Mr. President. I know that you don't like stop and frisk, but what did he tell the president and everybody? They said President Donald Trump loves stop and frisk, and he's for stop and frisk, Mr. West. What do you say about that? Kanye West said, oh, but we're going to discuss that. He said, I'm sorry, Mr. President, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we're going to discuss stop and frisk because I'm not with stop and frisk. Dude! Hello. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Am I taking it too far? Or am I right on point, or am I taking it too far? He told Donald Trump, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about stop and frisk because I'm not with stop and frisk. Then he started talking about police brutality. Then he started talking about slavery and everything that's going on dealing with that. In front of him. Finessing him. Please let me know if you really understood, if you really saw, because if you saw and you understood and you really looked at it, you will understand something far bigger is occurring right here. Do not be emotional. That is what gets you. Thank you very much, Brother Taureed, for your contribution via Cash App. That is something that will get you stuck. You must look at it from an intellectual extremist point of view. You must look at it from a calculatory point of view. How will what he is doing benefit us? How will what he is saying benefit us? How will the moves that he is making benefit us? How? And that is how you must look at it. Thank you very much, Vincent, for your contribution via Cash App. That is the point. That is the point. That is the point. And the only reason why you like me so much is because what I say is factual. I'm not getting up here giving you no more conjecture. I don't give opinion. I don't give theory. I give facts, and I can only do that. Why? Because we are taught in the Nation of Islam that we must stick to actual facts because they can be proven in no limit of time. Period. You can prove them in no limit of time. I saw everything today in that interview, and I said, okay, I'm looking at what he's doing. Those of you who are being emotional will never get past a certain level because you are operating along the way that the enemy controls you. Last point dealing with Kanye West. Last point, and I'm going to be done with this because I don't want to go in this live too long, but boy, I'm telling you so many facts, so many things that made too much sense there. The moment Kanye West started talking, Donald Trump did not interrupt him one time. I want you to really take that in. The president, this anal a-hole of an individual, this beast of a Cheeto, this living bag of hot fries, this individual named Donald J. Trump did not interrupt Kanye West one time in his own office. Kanye West stepped into the master's house and became the goddamn master for 20 minutes. Did you notice that? What black man goes inside of the White House other than Barack Obama? What black man goes into the White House, sits in front of the president, and becomes the president? And then just to add something on top of that, they asked Donald Trump, are we looking at a potential presidential candidate? They were asking Donald Trump about Kanye West. Donald Trump then says, well, yes, I think so. What the? This man, thank you very much, Kaya, for your contribution via Cash App. The president bowed down and said, yes, I think we are looking at a potential presidential candidate. The president don't say that about no man who's working with him, directly with him. And especially not no goddamn black man, and especially not a black man who has no qualifications whatsoever, but he's a rapper. And the president tells the whole world, this rapper can speak on my behalf. This rapper is a potential presidential candidate. This rapper can speak on my behalf anywhere. What are we looking at? I was a political science major in college. Ain't no shit like this ever happened. Since I've been in this world and this body for 28 years, nothing like this has ever occurred. And you telling me that Kanye West is just a coon? Nigga, you better think. You better think. It's much deeper than what you're saying. It ain't no surface stuff. This ain't no book stuff. No, you need to get involved and see what's going on. So I'm not backing up Kanye. Yay, go Kanye. I'm saying, look at what is going on. Look at what is going on, and it just might surprise you. Thank you very much, Jasmine, for your contribution via Cash App. It might surprise you. He has been co-signed by Pharaoh. When in the hell has any Pharaoh co-signed him? Do you know that Kanye West has shirts that say Free Larry? And he's about to promote these shirts that say Free Larry Hoover? His hats now say Make America Great. He is breaking the shit out of white supremacy. Do you know this? He's breaking it. He's breaking it. Now, I don't care what any of you say. I'm a revolutionary from the ground, from Compton, California. So chill on that nonsense that you think you know. Thank you very much, Malik, for your contribution via Cash App. If you think you know this, if you think you know, trust me when I say you might want to go ahead and do some more research, because you think you know, but you don't. If you so Rizza, you backing up Kanye West? No. I'm backing up the people. Hello. I wasn't in the streets on behalf of Kanye West. I have not been in the streets for years on behalf of Kanye West. I have not been doing everything that I've been doing on behalf of Kanye West. I've been doing everything that I've been doing on behalf of the people. Exactly. Thank you. That's right. People. That's right. So get out of here with that nonsense. Maybe I'm helping you to see something so that you can open up your mind, because at this time, once everything goes down, who is going to be the ones to implement everything on the ground? Us. Next point. If Big Meech gets out of prison, if y'all don't know who Big Meech is, you need to know who Big Meech is. If you don't know who Larry Hoover is, you need to learn about who Larry Hoover is. If you don't know who Brother Mumia Jamal is, you need to learn about who he is. If you do not know who Assata Shakur is, you need to learn about who Assata Shakur is. If you don't know who Leonard Peltier is, you must learn who Leonard Peltier is. If you don't know about the Black Panthers and all those who are still in prison, you need to learn about those, because Kanye West is getting that list together of people who he wants Donald Trump to release, because his wife just got Alice Johnson, a black woman who had a life sentence in prison, got her out of prison. So far, Kanye West has some results, even if it's a little bit. I just want us to think. Just think. Revolution, the word revolution means a complete constructive change, according to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. If Kanye West pulls this off, it will be revolution. It will be a complete constructive change. Businesses and jobs for black people, independent educational curriculum that does not follow the Common Core system nor the German educational system under the Rockefeller families that trains us to be thinkers, that trains us to be workers and not thinkers, that makes us into modern day slaves. Independent businesses, jobs, independent everything. That's revolution. You may not see it, but I saw it and I'm looking at it. You might want to look at it. So family, I'm about to get off of here. I think I have one more thought. Let me just catch it really quick, because trust me when I say this, you might want to look thoroughly. Be black and be proud, because that's exactly what the hell I am. Don't ever think that I am selling out my feelings for old Kanye, but chill. Thank you, Sister Nabiha, for your contribution via Cash App. Think about it. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that revolution means a complete...
Associate myself with something so vile, weak, and inconsiderate, to the effect this has on the greater good of all our people. I'm a true believer in it.
To the White House. A black man who's a rapper has the keys to the White House. Think about it, please. Please think about that. I'm harping on that point for a reason. No political experience whatsoever. None. Yet he has the keys to the White House. He has the presidential escort. He now has been co-signed by the president himself so that he can speak on his behalf anywhere. Trust me when I say this, you need to think. And last point, that was my thought. Yes, thank you for somebody mentioning MK Ultra. Right now, I'm going to say this to you. If you think you know about the mental health industry, there's a whole lot to study. I've been researching the mental health industry, specifically the system of psychiatry and psychology, for the last 15 years. And when I tell you there's so many lies, thank you very much, Markel, for your contribution via Cash App. Trust me when I say there's so much that you need to know. You are saying Kanye West is under MK Ultra. MK Ultra, don't be fooled. Okay, let me help you to understand what MK Ultra is. He would not be able to do what he's doing if he were under MK Ultra. Please understand that. There are trigger words. There are code words. There are triggers that are installed in you, and he would not be able to logically muster up the things that he mustered up. And why would he be able to muster up things that would benefit black people? Hello. So the MK Ultra that they placed him under, the PDH, the pain drug hypnosis that the CIA tactic uses in order to subjugate a person, you're telling me that they MK Ultra'd him, turned him into a Manchurian candidate to assassinate what? White supremacy? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's what it's doing. So they programmed Kanye West to assassinate white supremacy? Yeah? Because so far all of the moves that he was talking about making benefit us as a people. I don't know what you're talking about. Think deeper. Think deeper. You are dealing with surface knowledge and you must go into root study. We are taught to be radical when it comes to understanding the intellect, which means you must go to the root. You do not dig on the surface and think you know something. You dig deep into this. And if you're really about that life, you really got to be about it. Intellectual extremist is what you want to be. That's what I am. That's what I'm helping to resurrect and bring the people into. Being extreme in your intellect. Thank you very much, Christopher, for your contribution via Cash App. That, you must be a mental strategist. An intellectual giant in a pool of mental midgets. You gotta be that. I pray someone was recording that last live because it is now deleted. I pray someone was recording that last live because it is deleted. I pray someone was recording that last live because it is definitely deleted. They have kicked me out of it and they deleted the last one. So I pray somebody was recording it. If you were recording it, let me know, please. Because that last live had a lot of information on it and I need everybody to have it. I want to post it so that everybody can have it and connect those dots. If you recorded that last live, please let me know because that had a lot of information. Thank you, Sister Goddess, for your contribution via Cash App. I didn't end it. Instagram cut it off. Oh, thank you so much, Sister Bonetta. You got it. Thank you. Thank you very much because that last live is thorough. Next point, family, and I'm done here. The MK Ultra. The MK Ultra situation when it comes to the programming. I'm going to lay some facts really quick dealing with Kanye West when it comes to that area. Kanye West was committed to a mental asylum. Yes. Kanye West collapsed mentally. Yes. He was put in there. Yes. When he was placed in there, they have something called a 72-hour hold where they can do virtually whatever they want. They can put medications in your body intravenously through an IV drip. They can put you under what is called electroshock, where they put over 400 volts of electricity through your brain, rapidly changing your personality. They can do that. They can do all these things. They can do what's called PDH, pain drug hypnosis. It is a CIA tactic where they install personalities, they install memories, they install things in your mind that were not there. They make you believe you are someone else. They make you understand that you are someone else. They have you set up in an entirely different life. There is a movie called Total Recall that you need to see. Total Recall that you need to see. When you see that movie, that will help you to understand how the government does install personalities, install all of these different things. Yes, he was put under certain things. I do not know if he was put under electroshock, but I do know that he was committed to mental asylum. So there is no telling what can happen, but when he came out, yes, he was different. But when his mother died, which was before he was put in a mental asylum, he was different. He had a complete and total mental breakdown. So these are the different facts, but here's my point. After Kanye has come out now, he has been making all of these different moves. And the moves he's been making have been destroying his career in the eyes of black people for the masses, but it has been enhancing his career in the eyes of white people for the masses, which white people make up over 175 million people in this country. White people make up a large percentage of people in this country. Therefore, if he wanted to gain access to power with which to help us to make moves for us on a global scale, what would he have to do? Who would he have to appease? Who would he have to entertain? Who would he have to make feel good? White people and the so-called Jews. So what did he do? He looked at the risks. He looked at the benefits. He looked at the good and the bad. And he said, man, if I do this, what will happen? This will happen. I'm only saying that this so far is what it looks like. So after he did all of these different things, boom, here we are, where we are. And as of right now, the moves that he has made looks like he is about to make a big, huge damn move to benefit black people on a massive scale. And when I say that, I'm saying this as a revolutionary who was watching. Revolutionaries think. We don't react. If you think, you will understand. If you react all the damn time, all you're going to do is say, F white people, F white people, F white people. You're a damn fool. Damn fool. F white people, F these people. Say it all you want to, dude. Say it all you want. But if you're trying to gain power over this world, I'm not saying building our own. We want to build our own. That's what we need to do. But he is gaining power over this one by appeasing to the dominant who owns this world. So therefore, he is now rising in this world. And he has made it to the highest seat of power in this world, which happens to be the president of the United freaking States. This is a game of chess if there ever was one. Matter of fact, this is a game of Chinese checkers. You think chess is hard? You ever seen a game of Chinese checkers being played? You ever seen that? That is what he is playing. So, that is something that I wanted everybody to understand. If you recorded the live, please post it wherever. Break it up into pieces and post it all over your social media, all over your Instagram. The pieces that you feel are the most potent, the most vital, the most influential things that I have said, the most logical things that I said, those things that you feel make the most sense, put them in 1-minute clips and you post it. and you post it. Someone says, don't tell my man Rizza what to do. Only thing I'm going to bow down is to truth. I will bow down to truth. If somebody says something that's the truth, I'm going to bow down to it. No man is above correction. If I'm wrong, I do not stand above correction. I will stand and be corrected. And I am more than willing to be humble and say, no, I was wrong. Thank you for correcting me, and I'm going to say that. Robert Townsend, thank you. Robert Townsend, thank you for your contribution via Cash App. So, family, number one, be intellectual. Be intellectual. All right, being a hood brother and a hood sister is cool. You are intellectual when you're in the hood. You gotta find a way to survive. Be intellectual when you are in the books. Those of my brothers and sisters who are in college, if you are a scholarly individual and you are in college, think outside of the book that they gave you. You must become what is called an autodidactic intellectual extremist. Rizza Islam original term. Don't try to steal it. An autodidactic intellectual extremist. That is the term. Autodidactic intellectual extremist. Autodidactic is a self-taught person who does not have formal teaching, formal schooling, meaning they do not have college degrees. I didn't graduate from high school. Surprise. Brother Rizza Islam didn't graduate from high school. No, I did not. Sorry, but I didn't. I'm going to let y'all think on that for a second. I did not graduate from high school, but I did finish the last pieces, I guess, of the classes that I required in college. Thank you very much, Kia J, for your contribution via Cash App. So once I did not graduate from high school, then I went on to college, and I did not graduate from college. I have no college degrees. I never even finished 2 years of college. I was put on academic probation because my IQ was plummeting because I was not finishing my classes on time. I was not turning in assignments on time. Why? Because I was in the street helping my people. That's why. I was doing more of helping my people than I was studying. I was studying more of my people than I was studying these books because I felt that some of these books they had no use because they were bull crap. So I was put on academic probation. That's when your IQ, or your GPA, pardon me, not your IQ, not my IQ, GPA. When your GPA falls below 2.0, you are then put on academic probation to where they now are saying you will not be able to come to this school. You have to petition to come to this school if you really want to come here. So my GPA fell below 2.0. Surprise. Surprise. So I want us to all understand, if Kanye West can make it to the goddamn White House and get the approval from the President of the United States to control speech and word and control the masses of the damn people with having no college degrees, and he's a rapper, then you can make a very big change on this planet. Trust me. Didn't graduate from high school. I didn't. Didn't graduate from college. I didn't. My level of intellect never came from this world, so therefore they can't claim me because they never made me. And just because you go to these schools and just because you get a degree, that's fine too. There's no problem with that either. There's no problem with that either. Be proud of the knowledge that you have. Don't let nobody make fun of you because you have the knowledge you gained from the school. Don't let nobody make fun of you because you ain't got no degree from the school. Either way, it's okay. It's okay. Use whatever that you have now to help yourself and to help your people. That's the point. Be an autodidactic intellectual extremist or simply an intellectual extremist. But I definitely am an autodidactic intellectual extremist, or I would say an intellectual extremist involved in autodidactism or autodidacticism. Autodidactism, I believe is the word. Didactism, yes. So, family, I'm about to get off of here. I appreciate you. Any of you thought you were going to be disappointed dealing with the Kanye West situation? Let me know. If you feel like you learned anything dealing with the Kanye West situation and I changed your way of thinking and I helped you to understand the connection, to let me know it has actually helped you. Thank you very much, Markel Bailey, for your contribution via Cash App. Give me a thumbs up if this actually did help you to connect dots that you didn't see. Things that you did not see or things that you had no idea about. Just give me a thumbs up and let me know. All right, family. So we made it to almost 800 people who are watching steadily. Thank you very much, Timothy, for your contribution via Cash App. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if this actually did help you. Before I hop off, I need to see like at least 20 thumbs up. Let me know if it helped you. Let me know if you were able to connect certain dots that you did not see, and that I was able to give you a little insight on this. Oh yeah, there go them thumbs. That's what I was looking for. Okay, family. So much love to you. Much love. Clearly, I'm at the airport still. That's why I was able to yell and say everything that I had to say. Because I'm in there by myself in the airport, and I'm so happy I stayed, because that is exactly what I want to do, is to feed y'all that truth and information. So continue to do what you're doing. Don't worry about celebrities. Don't worry about them doing for us what we need to come together and do for ourselves. Get out in the streets. Do your part. That way we'll never have to worry about anybody, because we will be the ones to change our own condition. Thank you very much, Will Torian Mitchell, for your contribution via Cash App. Family, much love to you.
About that. But if we were the